It is 4:40 a.m. and I could not sleep. So I got up, had a joint, had a shower, laid myself some chicken. I am off to the gym. Morning. It is 4:44. Oof. Okay. a.m. Yep, I'm going to the gym. Well, just like I'm trying to get this lip balm open because go put this trash somewhere. Yeah, it was just a moment ago. Like, I don't know what I could possibly have to say to anybody this morning at this kind of time. And then the thought crossed my mind. The thought being, like, you ever find yourself, like, struggling against yourself? Like, I think they got a difference between self and mind. And it was, who it was? It was Descartes, philosopher. Upon too much. That's I think, therefore I am. And I probably heard that too early in my life, because then I start to believe that I was the sum of my own thoughts. So what I mean is just like, I find myself struggling against myself. Like, being in this car at this kind of time in the morning is so natural for me. That's a lot. But I think that in staying true to the belief that I am not the only person that goes through something, right? I think other people is going through this too. So it's like the most natural version of yourself is the person that does the weird things, like the odd things, or the things that would be considered odd, or in my case, the things that would make it look like a try hard, or do too much, you know what I mean? And that would be my whole life though. Just watering down, shrinking down, denying myself certain truths and stuff like that. And then to not being aware of myself too. Like, that's one of the biggest things. Like, not being aware of myself. I was aware of my thoughts for a long time, but my thoughts are not me. So in trying to move away from, you know, I think therefore I am, and just be, I realizing a lot of stuff. Anyway, that's my 2 cents for this morning. Six o'clock. I am done with my workout. My day has officially started. All right. Officially started. And it is 6:05 a.m. This is not bad at all. This really was a test run for when schools start back. Being able to fit in my workouts first thing in the morning, because when I drive in that bus, the day is just randomly get wild. Either it could be something like an accident, forbid. Any route issues, route delays, route diversions, the bus just ain't working, all kinds of different things I realized from last year could derail my day. So I am forced to wake up at 4 a.m, be in here by 5, and be out by 6, so that I could get it in and still get on my day. Also, on another note, it is feel real damn good to be walking out and people walking in. Found this little AC here. So yeah, like I was saying, I just I want to see what life would be like if I just lean in to this stuff without letting my mind get in the way. So like, a good example, like I was saying earlier, for me and for the kind of life I want to have, and when I say the kind of life I want to have, I mean like, I feel like I got symptoms like not wanting to be around a lot of people, right? The best way to avoid being around people is to do certain things very late at night or very early in the morning, because most people are in bed, right? So my mind is like, well, you're gonna be tired, but this, but the next, but the third, but the fourth, but, and yielding to that is just lead me to doing nothing, right? Out of fear, out of worry, which is its own problem by itself, and the fear too, of course. So that's really my struggle. I don't know if nobody else struggle with it. I suspect that other people will struggle with it too, but it's my biggest struggle, just being myself. So as of such, I just take a undertaking, because it's different conversations that I gotta have with different people in my life, but I just undertaking going to a place where I am in my own space, that the most voices I hear is by default the voices of the people that I live with, and trying to tune them out as much as possible too, because I've been guilty of doing it to people. I recognize people have been guilty of doing it to me, so I think it's just something that we do, and that is in trying to encourage people sometimes, or try to guide people, or like try to help by guiding, help by encouragement, help by trying to paint a picture. We end up projecting stuff onto people, and then depending on how the person sees you in their life, it can end up derailing them. Not like you intentionally mean to cause harm, but you could separate that person from their purpose unwittingly, and it's something that I realize has happened to me. So I have ended up doing things, people like, oh, come and do this, and sometimes, not all the times, I would be like, man, no, I don't want to do it, and then they'll come back again and again and be like, alright, I ain't got nothing else going on. The truth of the matter is I got stuff going on, I just can't seem to start it, or so I guess I just yield as a distraction, and I just also yield in a hopeful way, like the fatigue from trying to do certain things in life, the fatigue from surviving through life, struggling through life, or whatever you want to call it, the fatigue for all that things, sometimes it's just made me like, okay, this look like it would be easier, this look like it would be an easier way to make money, this look like it would be an easier way to network, this, but I just looking at it in terms of paper, and I've been in this struggle for a long time to try to look at it in terms of what is I actually want. What is that? I have a vague idea, but I am not concretely sure what that is. So part of the work obviously is going to be figuring that out, and to figure out these things I need quiet, and to find quiet I need isolation. So that's just what it is, and ain't name personal against nobody. I recognize that everybody got their own stuff that they're fighting with and what's not, but them ain't my battles to fight, just like my battles ain't about someone to fight, right? So yeah, in terms of the workout today, on paper it looked like it was gonna be easy, so I do legs. So the workout was back squats, leg press, hamstring, leg hamstring curls, RDLs, calf raises, and leg raises for core. On paper that looks so simple, right? I gotta admit too that I work up a real, and my shirt is soaked through, completely soaked through, my pants and thing, but I really didn't feel it that kind of way. I didn't feel it like 2 weeks ago when I come in the gym and start working out randomly. I didn't feel it like that, but I did feel it in terms of like, I know I put in effort, and the effort show in my body. I do a lot more back squats than I do it on the Smith machine, but and obviously that just help with some of the load and stuff like that. I don't overload it because I have not done back squats. I didn't do that particular movement with a weight on my back in a very long time. Smith machine for support or not, that is an advanced movement. And as I don't consider myself to be an advanced workout person, I'm probably like an intermediate type. I don't really go out. Planet Fitness does not have a free weight like a barbell for you to really practice your stance and practice your power up and all them different things. So I did more than the workout required because I really wanted to like feel it and get a feel for the Smith machine and stuff too, because I'm gonna be doing them a lot more and get a feel for my weight. So I was able to go to like 100 kilograms in weight. Not kilograms, what am I saying? 100 pounds just as a start. Was it terrible? No, but like I said, just feeling it out. Then the leg press machine that I prefer to go on, some lady decided to jump on it and do 1/10 of a rep for sets, and I just went for the other machine, which is like the one where you're more like seated and you're pressing forward, and that was difficult. I think that was really the challenge for me because I don't use that machine at all. So now that means that I gotta use it more because I got master it, right? I go up on the machine and tell myself, anyway, I used to normally push 300 pounds when they lay back, and the other, so I put it, I think the heaviest is like 200 pounds, like, but it couldn't get moved. 200 pounds could not get moved. So that position is obviously something different. Obviously, yeah, I know there's like different flexion and different flexors and different tension and blah blah blah. So I had to, bite the bullet, carry that shit back up to like 120. Then I was able to get a good workout, but the motion itself, my hips, my knees, it was a whole situation. So I kind of concerned about my pelvis and my hips and any pain like that for the rest of the day. I wasn't in pain, no, but it felt weird. Curls, RDLs, calf raises, normal stuff. Captain's chair was really gonna avoid it, but it was like, you know what, you here to work. And when I look at my clock, I still had 9 minutes, so it was like, boom, let me dip. Anyway, it was a good workout. Like I said, on paper it didn't look like it was difficult, but it really did what it was supposed to do. I will wait to see how I feel like today and tomorrow. This plan that I on now has Thursday as a rest day, and that's good because tomorrow I'll go to the zoo, and tomorrow give me a sunny day too. So all of this gloomy shit and rainy shit and all this, this fine. Today is perfect day for working out and doing the other things that I have planned today that I really do not want to do. But off we go.